Hello, hello, hello. I think we're live. Checking my sound. Check, check. Hope my sound's okay. If you're watching the replay, just zoom to see something happening. I'm going to be saying hello to people in chat, talking about the project, showing a few things, and then we'll start. Hi, Marguerite. Yes, it's perfect weedy time. Finally, the weeds have grown big enough to do gel printing with them. Hi, CB. Hi, Dar. And my iPad keeps turning off. I'll have to change the lock screen. Hi, Becky. Oh, I thought I had the sound off. There we go. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me okay? Push that up a little bit. All right, so I went out with Lucy and we did a little walk. I had her stroller, which was handy for collecting weeds in a little bucket. And then when I got back, I kind of spread them out so they could dry a little bit. These ones are really sticky, so I left them separate. And we're going to have some fun. So the first time I saw anybody doing gel printing with foliage or botanicals was Kathy Arbor several years ago. And I have a few gel printing with botanical gel printing videos that I'll link after. I've got quite a few. Sound is good, thank you. So here's some examples. I pulled out some old examples. This one's one of my favorite ones. I did this when I got Big Peggy. So that's one of my favorite botanical prints I've done. So you can add things like die cuts, stamping, stencils, and you can add masks. So I have some of those. These were die cuts. Hi, Christine. I need a pet bunny. Yes. This is another one. This was done with some masks from PMR Studio, some jellyfish. So just to show some examples of what you can do. This is my Magical Forest book. So this is actually botanicals within like an image transfer and a mask. So I did the mask, the image transfer, and the botanicals all together, and then colorized it with some, I think some pan pastels. I don't know if we're going to get into the pan pastels today. I think we're going to keep it pretty simple, but I'm just showing examples of what you can do. Again, that's a magazine transfer and some masks and some botanicals. And I'll link this video that I did these in. I'll link that below. So that's botanicals, magazine transfer, and a mask. Hi, Lizanne. Hi, Zen-Jen. And that one. So we're not going to be, I don't think I'm going to be doing, you know, oh, here's another one. I'm not going to be doing this complicated. We're going to keep it simple and try to do a lot of them. What I'm planning to focus on today is more ideas of what, you know, how to do them and stuff. So we'll get into that in a second. But first I want to show my little trailer. Let me move this aside here for a moment. So this is the trailer that we started last week that finished. I've got a couple coats of a spray. Oh, I don't have it with me. I showed it last time. It's like Krylon UV resistant gloss spray. And so this is how it turned out. I did post a YouTube short and a reel, and on Facebook, I think a little bit. So I ended up painting out some of the areas. I covered the hole with one of the gel prints that we had done when we made this piece, this gel print. And then I covered the window that was here with the same gel print here, but then I decided I would use this as inspiration. I'm really far away. Let me zoom in here a little bit. So I used the Art by Marlene little trailer as inspiration to paint a little window scene. You can see that. I'm going to see I'm not caught up yet. Hi, Kimberly. And bring my iPad closer. So that's how I did the little window. I used paint pens and to do that. And then for the wheels, I made, oh, now I'm not in frame. Sorry about that. Okay, let me get situated here, figure out where the camera is. Okay, so for the wheels, what I did is I took black paint on the gel plate and I pressed this flower on it. Or no, I think I put it on the gel plate and I put black paint over top of it. And then I smooshed it on here to give me the lines. But because the flower is so much bigger, I used the paint pen, the black acrylic paint pen, to make it look like petals. And then I used the paint pen to color inside the little areas. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So that's how I did the wheels. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with it. I think my sister's going to like that. So I just want to show you guys how that turned out. This part's a little faded because I think I manhandled it too much. Oh, I have a little bug already from the weeds. I manhandled it too much. So today it was raining outside, so I was hoping it would wash off all the little tiny bugs that might be in the weeds. So if it bothers you to have bugs, you might want to do this type of gel printing outside. Let me put this someplace safe so I don't get paint on it. Hi, Elizabeth. So that little trailer I showed you, the paper one, that's the Art by Marlene trailer. Hi, Keeks. Hi, Diane. So I showed some inspiration pieces. Now I'm going to talk about different, I didn't pull an example, but when you put the weeds on the plate, you usually pick up the extra paint using a piece of paper. So you can use tissue paper, it can have designs on it. You can use graph paper, you can use rice paper, you can use tracing paper. It is best to use thinner paper to get all the details, but I'm going to show some other papers too. Hi, Kristen. This is a coffee dyed paper that's like a brown bag from Lovely's Crafting Lodge. I'm going to try that. So this is just to pull the paint off. This isn't to pull the final print. I'm going to try some of my blue dyed papers. You can use text paper. I like using magazine ads because then you get kind of like a graphic, abstract kind of look. So I'll probably use those first. I pulled out one of my marble papers. You can use a gel print that's you don't feel is finished. You can use it to add like reverse painting using your weeds. Hi, paint again. Some painty papers. This is it's not a brayer off. It's like a gel print that needs more layers. This is a brayer off. You can use calendar pages. So that's from a fractal calendar. You can use scrapbook paper. I might try this glassine paper. It's like a glassine bag. So that's what I'm going to use for the step 1. And then step 2, we're going to try different papers for picking up as well. But I just wanted to kind of go over some of the ideas. Hi, Sherry. Now, I thought we could do, I usually like to do the first smush, I call it the smush section in like a dark paint, like a dark blue or dark purple or a black. I just feel it gives good contrast. But I thought what we could do is we could use the color cube for some color inspiration. So I just pulled out color cube number 2. So if someone, I'm going to take maybe the first 4 that put in a number between 250 and 500, and we'll pull those cards and we'll see if any of those work well for our color inspiration. Some I might feel they're too bland. So go ahead and put numbers between 250 and 500, and I'll write down the numbers. That will be our inspiration, at least to start. I'm just looking for a piece of paper. Piece of paper. I've got so many pieces of paper, but none that I want to use. So we got 384, 265. Those are my notes, my idea notes. 499, 384, 265. Hi, Pamela. 499, 256 times 2, 468. Okay, that's good. We're going to stop with that. We'll start with those 5. And so let's pull them out and take a look. So 384. So these are the Sarah Renee Clark color cubes. 382, 383, 384. Oh, those are very pastel-y. That might look cool with like a black. 265. 265. Ooh, those are nice and bright. 499. That should be easy to find. Some moody blues and grays. 499. 256. So we'll start with these, and if we have more time, we can do pull some more cards. 256. Ooh, some nice autumn colors. Autumnal. And 468. That'd be fun to use the color cubes, because often I tend to go to my go-to colors. You know, you always have your favorite colors. And ooh, some greens. All right, I think all of those will work. I'm going to put this aside for now. We'll see how quickly we get through these. Hi, Alice. Thank you for stopping by. Hello, Robin. Hope I didn't miss anybody. If I've missed you, please just put your hand up. All right, so I like all of them, so I'm just gonna shuffle them. I'm gonna close my eyes. And I got my eyes closed, and I'm just gonna pick the second one. Oh, we're gonna do dark teals to start. So this is almost a black, so I'm gonna use that as my base color, and then we'll use these when we do the pull. This already has some grunginess on it. Let's see. So does this one. So we'll leave the grunginess on there. I think these colors might go good with the dark teal. So I'm actually going to use black here. Actually, let's pull. Well, we have to let things dry before we do our pickup, but so this is going to be our, actually dark teal. Why don't we use Payne's Gray? It's kind of like a dark bluey gray. So let's grab out Payne's Gray for that one. Here's a Payne's Gray. And it's good to get your foliage ready. I'm just going to pull mine beside me here, and I'm going to pick out a few. So I'm going to just decide which ones to use first, so I'm not scrambling. Let's use that one. A couple of these. They're a little bit wet. Hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. And maybe a piece of grass. How about that? So we're going to keep these, I think, pretty simple. Let me, I need a paper towel, and I see that I'm not quite in screen, so I'm going to adjust that in just a moment. Some of these are a little bit wet. Okay. So I'm going to use this to do my pull. Let me just see if I move this up. That. Am I too zoomed in? Actually, I only need one of these at a time, right? Let's put that there. Okay, hope I'm in That should be in screen. I should put a piece of paper under here. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Jackie. Okay, so I'm just going to roll this out. This down over here too. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have done this. It's very fun. I like to, you can also do like, instead of letting it dry, you can do a pickup right away, but we're gonna start with this. And I may or may not use some masks today. I haven't really decided. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, and I'm going to use this to pick it up. And I was a little bit off there. So I'm just picking up the paint. I see I'm too high. Sometimes you get an inadvertent image transfer too when you do this. So there we actually got like a inadvertent image transfer, but that's okay. So that's, I think this works better with black because it looks cool when you block out everything there. So we'll do that again with black. I'm gonna move out my good prints out of the way. Move that there. And so we can take these off. I'm going to take this off and let it dry. You can actually push it. Sometimes you have enough paint left, you can actually plop it onto your other one. And you might get, it's just, the possibilities are quite endless with Botanical Gelprints. Okay, and I'm going to use, just going to use a plain piece of paper to push that down. See if it'll transfer to there. So we didn't get a lot on here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just use this text one and we'll just pick it up while it's wet. And then we can keep layering. If we keep doing that, we can just keep layering onto there. Hi, Debbie Epps. All right, so we need that to dry. So while that's drying, let's do something on here. So this one we're going to do the teals. So this is at the top. Let's use that here. So here we've got like a dark brown, burgundy. I don't have burgundy paint. Let's just do black and then we'll use some of these other colors for the pickup. Let's try the magazine page again to see if we can get that graphic look. So I'm hoping today to just kind of take it easy, not be too frantic. Sometimes I feel like I'm just trying to get too much done. Oh, I didn't pick out any weeds. Okay, so yeah, so we just, it's spring here now, so we finally have some weeds growing. I'm just going to pick up some from my pile here. Instead of pre-placing them, I'm just going to put them, and you can reuse these more than once. It's nice to kind of group them. And let's put a big old dandelion up here. It's a little bit thick and sometimes the petals fall off, but I'm just gonna, actually, let's just take that off. Okay, so we're gonna try with this page. So it does get wrinkly because you want to really get in all those details. And this is one. Yeah, pretty much. The foliage acts as a mask, but it has detail within it. Let's see. You want to get, so I think we got an inadvertent transfer again there. Didn't really want to do that. I want to pick that up. I'm not going for a transfer. I'm going for graphic. That dandelion's gonna come through soon. All right, right there. Well, we can just, you know what we can do? We got a little eye peeking through. Let us use some texture to just kind of make that interesting. Her eyes there. I think I'll leave her eye. I'll just put some hearts there. Okay, that's just a heart-shaped bubble wrap. And let me get my little, oh, that one's got stuff on it. See if we can get some of that paint off. I think I'll throw out that dandelion. And just push this down. And we'll see. Let's put it on our text page. There's a weird noise downstairs. I'll just move that. While it's still wet, I'm just going to use this page here. Just add to it. Diane says she's been using golden open paint for botanicals, gives her more time to work with uncooperative foliage and shaky fingers. The only open paint I have is the blue, so we could try that one if that's one of our colors. So we're gonna let that dry. This looks like it's pretty much dry. And this was our teal. So let's pick it up with an ombre of these lighter teals. It's gonna be kind of like a monochromatic look. So mint pistachio. I don't have a lot of teals. I think my best bet for the color cube is going to be these paints here. Let's see. That's too blue. Teal is more green, I think, right? And none of these greens are very, oh, this one's teal. This is Viridian. It's kind of like this mint color. I don't want anything too dark though, because it won't show. That's a bit lighter than pistachio. Do I have this one here? That's kind of like the pistachio, right? I don't use these very much for Gelliprinting anymore. So let's use these two. think that's too different. And what about a little bit of this blue-green iridescent? Let's do that. We'll do an ombre. So let's do an ombre across this way. We'll do this one. We'll do this one in the top. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Carrie. We're doing some play with some botanical printing today using weeds. And we're using the Color Cube cards as inspiration. I find them quite challenging. Whoops. Okay, so the weeds I've used, I'm going to put them somewhere so that I can reuse them. Let's put them there. Now this is tricky because I've got different paint thicknesses here. Woo! That's juicy. There we go. It's a bit better. And then we'll try to come up with a project. I'm just going to use some copy paper, some 32-pound hammer mill for this one. Yeah, sometimes the leaves will stick. Depends what you're using. Okay, so let that simmer. So that's this one. Okay, on this one here, we're going to do these colors. It's still a little bit wet though. I don't know if that's because my leaves were a little bit wet. It's a bit rainy here today. So let's pick our colors while we're waiting for this to dry. So we've got orange, lilac, royal purple, crimson, electric blue. I feel like it'd be cool to have this like orange. Maybe we can do these colors and just do them like haphazard. I'm just going to see if I can just kind of lift up some of that wet paint without taking off too much. Yeah, that's a bit risky. Okay, so I might, at some point I might pull out the pan pastels, but I'm just going to take this card down here and pick out some colors. So this is a nice, I don't want too dark of a purple. Lilac, orange, this is kind of crimson, and what we could do is we could even do a two-step pickup, but let's do purple. Let's do metallic. So I've got lilac, orange, crimson, and then for the royal blue / royal purple electric blue, let's use this purple pearl acrylic metallic. I haven't used this yet. Let's move that over. I always say, I'm just going to take my time and relax, but then I get going and I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Okay, so we could do an ombre. Make it like a sunset. Could do that. Purple, let's do an ombre. And I'm warming up here, I'm warming up. Let's just go ahead and ombre this puppy. Still a little bit wet there. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. What about David Bowie? I'm a David Bowie fan. Oh yes, there we go. Blue, blue, electric blue. That's the color of my room where I will live. Blue, blue. Gone night, gone day, live to day, another day, where I will live. Blue, blue. I will sit right down looking for the gift of sound and vision. All right, so that should be interesting. I promise I won't just do all ombres today. Yes, I love me some David Bowie. So that's our inspiration. Okay. So if you don't have a big brayer, you can use a smaller brayer and you just have to brayer off between colors. Maybe I will show that. So we did the first ombre we did with this big brayer. Let's do a smaller ombre, let's use a smaller to demonstrate how to do it if you don't have a big one. So you just kind of do that. And then you take off those colors. And then you go to your next set. And then you can blend them in. Take off those colors. And then kind of try to go just very lightly to smooth everything. Whoops, I took off too much metallic there. That's okay, that's okay. All right, let's pick this up with, should we try with the washi paper? Yeah, I'm gonna pick up with the washi paper. We'll see. It might be too wet for my washi paper. So I got the washi sticker paper here. I'm just gonna pull it out. And I'm keeping the back side up and I'm putting the washi side down. So we'll see how that does. Yes, Becky, you had a Bowie song. I can't remember which song it was. Can you remind me? Oh, was it fashion? No, it wasn't fashion. But is it fashion? My earworm for the day. So Becky, what song was it that you had on your Instagram? I remember that I liked it. It was a Bowie song. We can even do if I pick up on those too. Getting the bubbles out. Okay, so that's this one. Let's see if that other one's ready. So this is card 468. This was our teals. We have this random torso here from the magazine. So it's not exactly like the color combo, but not the color combo, the color card. But we could, you know, cut up sections of that for different things. I'm going to write on here which card it was, just so I don't forget. Where's my little... So this is card 468. All right. All right. Oh, you pretty things. Don't you know you're driving your mamas and papas insane? All right, let's do this one. This is 384. So we've got lots of pastel-y colors. What if we do this dark sage or this darker tone of blue as our first one, and then we can use these colors for pickup. You would totally turn that into a woman. More like a woman, just like a woman to be. What if we just do these leaves? Okay, let's use like a smoky blue. And if we don't have a smoky blue, we can use maybe the Payne's Gray with the Prussian blue. Would that give us a smoky blue? I think it could. That's a baby shower, yeah. Bowie concert with Backstage Pass. Wow. I did go to his Let's Dance tour. Or no, Serious Moonlight. It's called Serious Moonlight. It was awesome. And David Bowie opened for him. It was amazing. Just putting my brayer off somewhere. Now for those pastel colors, I believe I have some pastel metallics that might look cool. All right, let's use, that's still wet. Let's just use this one. Don't know if it's smoke enough. Let's add a little bit of gray. Just a bit of gray. I don't usually mix my paints right on the plate, but today we're having an experimental, let's try lots of different things day. Okay. That'll be a nice contrast for the pastels, I think. Whew. Hooah. They're a little bit wet, these leaves. I just picked them fresh this morning. Okay, let's smush it. Smush it. Smush it good. Smush it. How about we do on the scrapbook paper? That might be too much open space for the scrapbook paper. Just thinking maybe on this one. Yeah, it was the one I went to, CB, was Peter Gabriel, and I think it was Devo. So ideally your foliage wouldn't be wet. Let's see if we can get in. Now it is better to use thinner paper when you're doing this part, but so that gives us an interesting shape. We still have a bit more we can take off, or we can just use some textures to kind of make it interesting. So that's just like some fun foam. Yeah, these leaves are a little bit too wet, but I'll put those aside in my pile. So I could use my fan to dry it, but I think that's going to look cool with some of these metallic pastel colors. So I've got this metallic pastel yellow. This is like a pastel green. Do we have a pastel pink? Let's see. This might be too pink. I've got this one, glowing peach. So we got yellow, green, pink. I think that's good. Or maybe the blue. I do have an ice blue, I believe. Ice blue. So we could use those. Let me shake them. Yes, Dar. That's a great song. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, let's let those sit. Let's pull, see if our other one's ready to pull. And I'm going to just move that. Let's see if this one's ready. This one is the washi paper, and it is on, we use colors from 265. Let's see. Pretty good. It's leaving a bit behind, but because it's washi sticker paper, I'm not mad at that because I find if it's really thick, then you can't see through it. So there's our washi sticker paper. I'm gonna let it dry a bit before I, start fiddling with it, but I'm gonna write down the number. So this is 265. So I like that. So we'll do a bunch of prints and then we'll do some playtime with some of these prints. Make some little projects. This one is still drying, so let's pull our next card, which was this one. So that's gray, dark teal, black. So we'll use black for our pull, caramel, and marigold. Now, let's just leave the grungy stuff on there. Let's grab some pieces of weeds. This one's pretty. Could do that. We could have some coming from the ceiling. The ceiling. The ceiling. This one is the sticky one, but it's cool. It's very sticky though. I don't know what it is. I don't know my weeds. I'm not a gardener. There's a grass. Let's redo those. Do these sticky ones. Oops. Uh-oh. I rolled over one of my weeds and now I have a big green stain on the ground. How about, this is cool. Just make it all kind of random. I just got to wipe up the floor here so I don't get green all over my socks. That was some leaf juice. Leaf juice. Okay, so we'll use those. This one I'll try hard just to not do an ombre. We'll try to do something different. So let's use black. And let's pick it up with this. Or, ooh, actually let's do the smush with this cool print from Calendar. Okay, so I got lots of paint on there. I'll try to spread these out. So sticky. Let's make that one kind of be twisty turny. Okay, move that back into frame. So we're going to just smush it onto here and see what we get. Yes, working with weeds has its challenge. One of my videos, I was working with weeds and there was a little tiny worm, a little green worm. And I freaked out on video, and I had my son come and get the worm off the plate, and I had him put it outside. All the effects of nature are only mathematical results of a small number of immutable laws. Pierre-Simon Laplace. Okay, let's see. That's cool. Putting those there, and then there's still a lot of paint there, so let's do another one. Let's do it on this. Hello, Kim Jackson. Welcome, welcome. Today we are playing with weeds on the Gelliplate. Thanks everybody for coming. I really enjoy having you guys here, keeping me company, making me laugh. Oop, some of them are coming up. I was a bit off center there. I want more detail, so I'm going to use a piece of, actually let's use this book paper that we done some other ones on to try to get more of that black up. Okay, there, I think that's a bit better. Wanted more open space. I probably wouldn't do much more on that. It's just going to look all right, and then we can use our, where's our little plate? See if we can put some of this paint down here. I'm not sure if we have enough. This is that sticky one. Use up your paint, people. Okay, we'll put that in our used pile. Okay, so that one we're going to use these colors on. Let me just put that aside. Let's see if this other one is ready to load up with our pastels. So, there's a couple wet spots in the middle, but other than that, I think we're good to go. So a few little spots there. Now I was trying not to do an ombre, right? That was my plan. Oh, it's so hard. Let's do shake, shake, shake. Let's do kind of random. Is Shannon here? Oh, hi, Shannon. Ooh, I don't like, me no likey those. So we're just going to do a little random kind of blotchiness. This doesn't feel like it has a lot in it here. So this is the green. I'm gonna have to lift it out with a spatula. Okay, so just gonna kind of do random. This might be cool to pull on black paper because we're using these metallic and iridescent colors. This is the yellow. That's the pastel yellow. This is the Folk Art Blue Ice. I think the green one's more of a color shift. It might end up a little bit on the purple side. I'm seeing a bit of a purple tinge. And then the Arteza Iridescent Glowing Peach for our pink. Just checking if that was, make sure that wasn't like a hard piece. Okay, so we're gonna kind of do random. I should get a piece of black paper ready though. What about the black deli paper? We'll do that. Do I have any black deli paper? Am I out? No, I'm not out. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. Use the black deli. Maybe we will brayer off onto this one here. So I'm gonna start with the yellow. And then let's do some of the pink. And then some of the blue and the green. It's hard to tell. I think that's the blue. And we'll just kind of randomly do it. Okay. And then I'm going to get the 4-inch brayer and try to smooth it out, but keep it random. I'm not pressing very hard right here. I'm just trying to. Okay, let's use the black. That's a black deli paper. Okay, and it's going to wrinkle a bit. That's okay. Let's use a piece of black cardstock or steak paper on that one if it hasn't dried yet. I have this handy here. Okay, so we'll put those aside. Hello, Apple. Hope I haven't missed anybody coming in. And that card is the card 384. So just because it's pastel colors doesn't mean it has to be like totally cutesy, right? I don't think that's going to be cutesy patootie. All right, here is this one. And we're going to use these colors, more of like fall, moody. Oops, I think I got paint on my glasses. Okay, so let's do, is it dry? We could do pan pastel. Let's do pan pastel with the caramel and the marigold, and then we'll pick it up with teal and gray. My room's always such a mess after I stream. I wonder why. Okay, marigold is kind of like yellow ochre. And the caramel is kind of like this brown color here. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Carla. You got 50 minutes to watch. Cool. All right, so let's move these colors out of the way. We could use a bit of gold too, right? Marigold and this gold. Ooh, change of plans. We're going to do gold and this brown, which is, what is it? Burnt sienna. No, burnt sienna shade. Yeah, burnt sienna shade. So we're going to do pan pastel gold, and we're going to make it kind of like they're glowy. So how is everybody doing today? You get confused about when to let it dry. Well, if you want to add other layers, you kind of need it to dry. That's my feeling. The pan pastels are nice because they are already dry. Because if you don't let it dry, then whatever layers you have on there, they're just going to smoosh. They're just going to smoosh around, right? So we're doing like a gold halo. Like a halo, halo, halo. Okay. And we'll do that. Do all the plants gold. Yes, they are nice warm colors. So if you don't have pan pastels or eye makeup or mica powders, you can paint. You can paint different colors, but then you have to let them dry. And I find that they get kind of thick. All right, and then I'm going to use this brown to just kind of go around it. And then we're going to pick it up with so this is the caramel color, and then we're going to pick it up with the ash gray and the dark teal. I find these color cube cards, they do push me out of my comfort zone. I'm not usually one to use a lot of brown. Sorry, I keep scooching down, don't I? So I'm not trying to be too precise. Okay, so now we need the dark teal, which we thought was kind of like Payne's gray. So I'm going to use Payne's gray. And gray. But I think like, do I have a dark teal? I don't really have like a dark teal. We could even use silver for the gray, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. I have this color, but it's not. I'm just going to use the Payne's gray for the dark teal. And I think we're going to do, let me move this out of the way. Hi, Cassie. Hi, Rhonda. Just put that over here. And I'm thinking we'll do it random as well. And what am I going to pick it up with? You know what I haven't used in a while? I haven't used this linen finish resume paper. I haven't used this. It's a nice creamy paper with a bit of a linen finish on it. Okay, so let's put the gray first into the openings, maybe, and then just a bit of the Payne's gray, and we're going to smoosh it all together. That's my word of the day, smoosh. So I'm not rubbing really hard right now. And then I'm gonna kind of, this is gonna be a little bit, gonna try to rotate that a bit to get more variation. Uh-oh, there we go. Didn't have enough paint right there. All right, let's do this side. Alice has a book called Complete Color Harmony that you use for color inspiration. It's a lot cheaper than the color cubes, and you recommend it. It's cool. Apple says it always gives her boost when you wake up and remember that you have a print waiting on your plate. Hi, Carol. Okay, so let's let that sit. That's this one. Da, da, da. Let's see if actually, before we pull the black one, let's get our next base ready. So these are like just some blues, ash gray, white smoke, ash gray, stone blue, dark teal, and black. So what we could do, I'm thinking, maybe we'll use this blue paper and we'll do where you do your print, you put this down, you pick it up, you take your stuff off, and then you push this back down so you get everything all together. Because these kind of have like these lighter blues and the gray, and then we can use the dark blue and the black for the base. And we could ombre that part. Let's do that. Oh, do I have a plate ready though? Do I have a plate? I guess we have to pull this because I don't have a plate. But we have a plan for the next one. All right, so this is 384. We did 2 prints for 384. This is part 1. And on black, some of these colors, these pastel colors, go very purpley. This was just like leftover paint. So that's kind of a secondary print. Let's see if this one's ready. It's not fully ready. So why don't we do this one with the blue? We'll just do it a small version. Maybe we can do 2 of them. So we'll just cut that in half. So we'll use this like that. Okay, so we're going to use a dark teal, which I don't have. Let's use Prussian blue with the Payne's gray and the black. So we're going to do, oh, I got to pick out my, let's do this one simple because it's a small surface. Let's just do these because they're quite pretty. Okay, we'll do those. So I'm going to do Payne's gray in the middle. Hi, Kathy Berg. And Prussian blue and black. Bye, Carrie. Thanks for coming. All right, so I don't want too much paint, but I want enough that it's going to stay wet so I can do like a double pull. I'm going to use my big brayer. Okay, so we're going to move that out of the way. Okay, I've got too much black. I'm just going to use a smaller one to get some of that off. And now, oh well, I'm going to put it like this. We're going to use this to push down, and then we're going to keep it registered. And then we're going to pick it up from the same spot. Oh, Jane, did you buy some bananas? Don't forget the milk. Hi, Melody. Now we're getting some wetness because this, so I'm holding this side down. I'm taking this out and I'm putting it back down, hopefully in the same spot. This is my blue printed dyed paper. So now we're going to let that dry on there. See? So that's cool. Maybe we should do a companion piece. Okay. Let's do another one. Oh, I've got this dirty plate though. Let's see. I could do a little round one. Ouch. Ow. Just do a little round one. Just do a round one up here, and then we can maybe stick it on an index card. All right, let's get, I think these would look really cute on this little round plate. Just a couple of these big clover things. 3 clovers, but you know what? I'm going to make sure they're dry. Let's get some paper towel. Okay, and I think I'm just going to use the Prussian blue and a bit of the Payne's gray. We'll just mix them together. Why is there fluff in that? That might be hard to line it. I might have to pick it up and then put it back down, but that's okay. Put them in the salad spinner. That's a good idea. Now I don't think I have enough room. Well, we could take them out one side at a time. Take that side out. Take this side out. And then take the bottom out. There we go. And then let's put this on here. Okay, give that a push. And then use a clean brayer. See if we can get the paint off there. Not really. A little bit. Not so much. Oh well, we tried. You don't know unless you try. Okay, so we'll let that sit. Let that sit. That's this one. Let's grab, this one still feels wet. Let's see if this one's ready. Almost. Okay, let's see if this one's ready. So this is the pastel one. And again, some of the color shifted to a little bit of a purple. We get some crinkling. But I think I'm happy with that. So that's this one here. You can see the leaves. See, you don't, just because it looks happy, pretty, cutesy, you can still get grungy from it. My color palettes, yeah, we picked some random numbers at the beginning. I had people just kind of shout out some numbers, and that's what we're using for our color inspiration today. So I like it. I like it. I don't have, I'm not going to write on that one. I'll write on this one though, that this is the color cube number 384. 384. Okay, so we'll put that over here. We'll do a review of the prints after. And let's see if this one's ready to go. Crack those edges. Yeah, I like the fun foam. Melody says it reminds her of an oil slick. That's cool. Hi, Lizzie Jean. So with the pan pastel, we're going to have some left over on the plate. But that's okay. So here is the color cube inspiration. There's a, I don't know why there's a big teal thing there. This is $4.99. I think I'll write it this way. No, this wasn't $4.99. This was this one, $2.56. Oh, I have to say, last week when I was doing the trailer and I lost that stencil, and you guys were like, no, it was right there. When I watched the replay, I saw where it was. I finally got it. So that's this one. Ash gray, dark teal. We didn't really get the dark teal so much, but that's okay. We got the black, the caramel, and the marigold. Give you guys a close-up. So we're just keeping it simple. And then I thought we could do a few little projects. Actually, I have an idea. I think I know what I want to do with this one. Okay, so that's $2.56. Yeah, there's no chocolate bar on my desk today. I was like, whoops, whoopsie. Okay, and let's see if this is ready. Hi, Janet. We're using the color cube to make botanical prints. All right, so this one was on the dyed dictionary paper, and it's quite wet there because I had over top here. Let's just wipe that up a bit. Just grunge it up there. Cool. I got a bright spot here, but that's okay. That adds character. So it almost looks like a cyano print. I like that one. So that was color cube number 499. 499. And I might not be totally accurate with these, but I don't want to write on this though. I'll write in pencil. Or here we can write in the heat disappearing pen. 499. And this one too. That's pretty. I like that. That worked out really well. Cool. So we did 5 different color palettes. Uh-oh. See, this is why you don't keep your brayer side down. You have to put it this way because it sticks and then you get pieces. Let's do one more. Let's take this brayer off. Let's use white for our base. Okay, last print and then we'll do some projects. We'll use white for our base and then we'll use the leaves, and that'll give us a cool X-ray effect, I think. Let's use it on here. Grab a few more. Let's see. I haven't used like a big leaf like this one. So I picked these fresh this morning with Lucy. We went for a little walk. And it was raining today, so these leaves are kind of wet. So we'll use that. I don't know, have we used this one yet? I don't remember if we used one like this yet. Let's dry that off. So I didn't use any bees or insect masks, but you can. I did show a few inspiration prints, like this one here is one of my favorite botanical prints I did, and these were die cuts. And then I used paint to fill them in, and I let the paint dry, and then I did my pickup. If you missed the beginning, I showed a few other ones at the beginning. Okay, so we need more plants. How about another one of these leaves? Okay, is that enough? If we do a leaf. Do that, and then we can do some, oh, I have some little flowers. Let's do the little flowers. There wasn't very many flower weeds today, but I did get a couple. So we'll do those. We'll do 3 little flowers. Maybe we just do, well, if we do that, we'll kind of make it like that. I don't know if I have enough real estate, but we'll try it. Okay, so we're going to do white. And then we can do the same thing where we do the pickup. That might be hard to do. We'll do the pickup with the same paper. That. Yeah, it's kind of torn. Do I have a better brayer off I could use? But I wanted darkness. Oh well, let's just do this. We'll get the idea. If I pluck some branches off the top, I'll have a clearer print image. Cool. Bye, Zenjen. Okay, and then we're going to keep that lined up. I'm going to take those off. I'm going to keep that lined up. We're going to take these off and we'll see what we get. Not as thick. Okay. I need So let's let that dry. Okay, well that's drying. Let's review. So I never did do those other pulls. Oh, I wanted to do this one. Oh man. And this one. And this would have been cool. I'll have to keep playing when the camera's off. Okay, so let's look at, so these are our negatives. That's a calendar page. That was a painty paper. That was a ombre gel print. So you could doodle in there. That would look cool. This is, we tried to do like sort of the graphic pickup. I would have liked it better if this was darker. I'll get you an example of what I mean by this. It didn't really show up well. And we got that. Okay. Let me just show you what I meant by using the magazine page. So what I meant is you get like a print, if you have a page that has sort of shapes and colors, you can get kind of like a random looking thing there. So that's what I was trying for. And then if you use masks, you can make like an undersea world and add, you know, have the botanicals with it. We didn't really do that today. I do have quite a few videos doing that, and I'll link them below. Today we're just kind of playing with color cubes. All right, let's grab the prints we have and do a few little projects with them. Okay, so we have, this is the $4.99. I kind of like those as is. This one I have an idea of what to do. I think we'll do that one first. That was $2.56. And then this was the pastel one. I like that one. And this here, it's cool. And then this was the $4.68. This was $2.65. Okay, so let's see. So you can use these in collage. You can rip them up. You can make abstract landscapes. You can make journal pages. You can make index cards. I'm thinking, let's do a grid. Let's do a grid art page. I have So I'm going to cut these down into equal, I'm going to cut them down to squares, and then we're going to just make like a grid thing. Where's my ruler? Let's do some math. Okay, so I got 8, we got 10. Don't have enough to do 3 wide. We could do 2.5. We'll do 2.5 by 2.5, and then we're going to arrange them onto in a journal spread. I enjoyed that technique we did that one time. That was inspired by Cherie Burlington. So I like this part here. So let's cut that. I'm going to cut that down here. Okay, so let's do 2.5 this way. This is going to be very simple. 2.5. I'm going to make them square by 2.5. Oops, that's a bit smaller than 2.5. Close. And do we have enough for 2.5? We do. Okay, let's cut this here. It is a very gray day here as well. So let's do 2.5 here. I'll take just a little bit more off this end. I don't know if you guys can see that. I like this piece. 2.5. Let's cut this. I don't know if we use this one. It's got that blue, the blue blip. 2.5. Oops. Yeah, and it's easy to pick weeds in the rain. I think the bugs were less likely to be on the leaves. Okay, so we got I need 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I'm going to use that one. Let's cut this edge off a little bit more. Cutting squares, yes. Okay, let's do 2.5. So if you haven't seen Cherie Burlington, check her out. She's been working on some Rex Ray inspired collages, which I just found out about Rex Ray before I found her channel. I think Jackie Bernardi was doing some Rex Ray inspired papers and collages, and it really intrigued me. Oh, I did finish my Sophia journal. I'm going to record a video, and someone recommended that maybe I have a flip through of it before I added my little papers, and I did. That ripped a little bit. That's okay. I did find one, so I did screenshots. So I'm going to try to cobble it together. And I feel like I'm going to put this on a black background. Pretty much 2.5. Well, it's not quite, but when I try to cut it, it rips. Let's try. I just cut off a smidge. I'm going to start in the middle. Go out. Oh, no, it didn't work. But I can use my scissors to finish that. It's SHEREE Burlington. And I can link her below when I'm done as well. Let's do 2.5. This way we'll have lots to choose from. 2.5. What I'll do is just going to mark it and then I'll cut it. It's not cutting. Well, no, that did cut okay. Let's try that again. There we go. And I kind of, let's cut that there. Okay, so we got lots of squares to choose from. I did find I had a Delusions journal that I haven't really used much. And I know it has black papers in it. Well, I haven't used it much. I haven't used it at all. Let's see if this is too big for this. So this is one of those Delusions journals. I think I was going to put that in there. That's an old project we did. What if we do this? Let's try it. Let's see. Let's pull this first. So there, it's very faint. I probably did have too much paint on there. Someone mentioned I had too much paint. I probably did, but that's okay. That's okay. It's all right, it's okay, it's okay. Oh, a couple of the pieces came with me. Some stragglers. All right, so let's pick out. I'm not gonna use that one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they barely fit. I don't want to reassemble it. I want it to be totally different. I like that that one has a lot of blank space. And I'm going to not overthink it. I think I like it better this way though. What do you guys think? I don't think we have room for 3 more. Do we have room for 3 more? Let's see. If I'd have known I was doing this journal, I could have done the math. Oh, maybe we can do. Is that weird? I think it's weird to do that many. What do you guys think? Should we do that many, or should we take these off? And we can kind of offset it so that it's on the top half. What do you guys think? Just do the 9, or should I add another row? Gotta cut that piece off. Let's check my second row. Are they 2 side? Oh yeah, this one's 2 side by side. Good catch. Good catch. I like it. Round all the corners. No, that's too much work. 9. Everybody's saying 9. Okay, we'll do 9. This would make, you could cut these out and make like a greeting card. Okay, so it's It's hard to see them because they're not lying flat, you know. This one here, I want to just ink the edge a bit. Hello, Arts of AB. Now here's another question for you. Do we want them on the black or do we want them on the cream? I could put them on a cream page instead. What do you guys think? I think I like it on the black. We're going to do on black. Okay, so let's take a look. I think I like this one in the middle. And I don't want them, like someone pointed out, I don't want them to match up. It's like one of those puzzles you used to do when you were a kid, where you had to slide things. That matches up though. Only 3 said 9. 12. I only saw 2 12s. Mat them with cream and then place on black. Oh gosh. This is a quick project we're doing while we're together. I wanted to do some other projects too. Okay, I'm just going to glue them down. Oh no, I did it again. Don't put your brayer face down. Okay, so this is not going to be perfect, but it's going to be something. What I can do is I can start on the bottom. I can use this to help me space them out. But if they're not perfect, I'm not going to cry. We're going to use Eileen's tacky glue and a glue stick. And move these paints out of the way. Okay, and I need somewhere to glue on. Let's just use a wax paper. Okay, I'm going to start with this middle one. And it goes like that. Okay, flip it up, flip it up. I could take a white marker, yeah. Someone mentioned Liz, is it Lizbeth? Lizbeth Designs. Yes, she does some cool collages. Like I said, if it's not perfect, I'm not going to cry. I should have probably taken a picture of it first, but that's okay. So I don't usually work in this neutral type palette. So the color cubes, they can definitely push you, right? Oh, I didn't look. Shoot. I'll go this way. Not sure if I had that. Nope. I'll go this way. Change my mind. I see ravens. I see a face in the middle one. Spooky trees. Okay, this one's going to go down. What I should do, instead of having like a plan for like all these things I want to do in one stream, is I should plan it out and spread it out over a few streams. But then my arty ADHD gets in the way. I said that was going to go down, right? And even though I'm using a ruler, Janet, I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, this one's going, okay, I'm going to flip it. Helps if you remember which way you've been flipping it. So that one's going to flip sideways. We're just eyeballing it, folks. And then we'll see if we can have time to do like another project. So I have tap dancing tonight. Our season is definitely winding down. We don't have any more competitions left. My one son is in Thailand at a business case competition. Never heard of such a thing, but that's pretty cool. He's having fun. They did well on their first case. They actually, I think they won. They got first place on their first one. And it's international, so they were going against lots of different teams. I feel like that's lining up too much. There, I like that better. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate this way. And then my other son, he broke his big toe playing soccer, so he was a little bit disappointed about that because it's going to be about 6 weeks to heal. But he's had an awesome attitude. He went driving for the first time yesterday. It was his right foot. Now I forget where it was. I think it was here. I don't think I'm good at telling stories while I collage. Not like Cherie. Cherie has amazing stories. Yes, the project evolves. Okay, and then this, I'm going to flip it this way. Sideways flip, sideways flip. I'm trying to remember. Sideways flip. Of course, you can always take a picture and use that, or I could have put things, even if I put it beside, I might forget. And because I'm working a little bit at an angle, I'm trying to, hopefully I'm not too crooked there. We'll grab out the last one I did. It was in my my big collage journal. So this one I went sideways again. I don't remember what it looked like. We should compare them. That one had different, it did have golds, but it had a combination of different prints, didn't it? Is that lined up? No, I don't think so. Okay, sideways. Remember, sideways. So this was, I'm going to write down which color cube number this was too on the bottom. So sideways. The nice thing with the Eileen's tacky glue is that it does stay, you can move it around a little bit. Okay, so I think we should sign that with a gold pen. Let me grab a gold pen. Just use a gold jelly roll. We'll put the date. And the color cube number, which, where is the color cube number? Where did I put those? Does anybody remember what color cube number that was? So I'm going to sign it. We'll date it. And we'll say color cube number. Here they are. That was this one, 256. 256. So there we go. There's that one. And we have time to maybe do one more. I can't do a giveaway because we might be having another mail strike, unfortunately, which sucks. Here's my big, so I call this my Robin McClendon journal. I could have put it in here, I guess. But, you know, I have this whole journal I haven't used. So this one we did, this is the one we did. Oh, we did do 9 last time. This is the one we did. I don't remember what date. March 26th on stream. We did this one. So we used a bunch of Gelliprints already had. So we did have some botanicals we used. Some image variety. So I'll link this video too. And then this is the one from today. So that was inspired by Cherie Burlington. So I guess I put them next to each other here, and here I left spaces, more like grid journaling, which I like it. I like both of them. Melody, like the hot pink and the yellow. Cool. I'm going to keep working in this journal. Eventually I'll get it done. All right, let's see. So that's one project. We got some leftover bits here. Let's see, what else can we do? Move this over here. I'm wondering, I could do a simple collage. Yeah. I'm running out of space. Everything's on the floor. What if we took a robot from the Robot Tropica or a fish? Let's see if a Robot Tropica would fit on this page. So what I've been doing lately is I've been, when I take out a page from a collage soup book, I've been scanning both sides and then before I cut it. We could just put this robot right in the middle. I do like these bees though. Let's see, there's another robot. I use this one in the Sophia journal that I just finished, so our collaboration journal. I posted this on Instagram. And then these ones are from the fish, something fishy. So I'm going to do a video flip through of this journal very, very soon. Let's see. That's too cutesy for that page. Let's see. Ooh, what about a bird? A bird robot. I saw this bird one here. That would be neat. I don't really like that side. We could cut out a couple birds, put them in the forest. Okay, let's just cut. I like this pink one. Let's try this one. Just gonna kind of loosely fussy cut him. And we'll audition him and see if he goes there. So I've done lots of videos and live streams with botanical printing. So I wanted to do something a bit different. I have in the past used like the masks or die cuts to add to it, magazine transfers. So today I just want to do something a little different. But like I said, I will link some of those other videos. Fussy cut time. Yes, the houses were cute. It's a pretty good book. I like it. I like that it's vibrant colors. I think my vibe is vibrant grunge. I think that's my preferred, that's my favorite vibe. Well, the bird is a word. We just started watching an interesting show last night on Apple TV called Robo Murderer or Murderbot. I think it's called Murderbot. It sounds gruesome, but it's not. It's pretty good. I thought it was pretty funny. But it's only comes out once a week, which I don't like that. I like binge watching. Bye, Becky. Faded Chateau is your vibe. That's nice. I'm very eclectic though. I do like a lot of variation. Okay, so we're gonna try it. I can always fussy cut it a bit more. You can stick it in that same journal. You need something to be looking at. Maybe one of those insects could be flying up there. Just gonna cut this a bit more. Maybe one of those insects on this page. I think this one. I was singing Bird is the Word. Oh, well, a bird, 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 bird is a word, bird, 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 bird is a word. Don't you know, or no, haven't you heard? Everybody knows that the bird is a word, bird, 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 bird is a word. I sure appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. I appreciate all the replay watchers. I don't get quite as many views as I did for a while, but that is fine. I'm happy that that anybody spends their time hanging out with me or watching me play. There's so many amazing YouTube channels out there. I think there's something for everyone. Speaking of YouTube channels, I'm still obsessed with the Karen Reed retrial. Bye, Janet. Have a good dinner. I'm going to be heading out soon. I just want to get this bug cut. I've been doing a lot of the cute and cozy coloring lately. I'm finding it very relaxing, very fun. Just playing with alcohol markers. I think this, if we put it there, I like the contrast with the orange, but it might be too big. So a nice thing about having scanned this is I could always reprint it smaller if I really love it. I think we need it to be saying something. We need some words or something. Okay. And then I'd probably fussy cut it more. And then I'd probably could be photobombing. I'm not sure if I'm going to glue these down, but it's just kind of fun. Yeah, I'm pretty laid back. I'm pretty laid back. I was going to grab, oh yeah, maybe the Sticker Nation book would have something. Well, like Dee Dee says, you can always just cut the antennas off and then you can just redraw them. So this is that Sticker Nation book. Learn the lyrics. Match wits. That might be cool. But I don't want to cover up too much of the botanical either, right? Oh, I think I need a bigger net. I like that. Why is this not coming off? Hello? It's like, what's that? Is it Crocodile Dundee? I think you're going to need a bigger knife. I think that's a knife. This is a knife. Why is this not coming apart? What the heck? Is it because my fingers are sticky? There you go. So I'm not going to glue this down, but I'm just going to show you. We could do, we could cut these down. I could put match widths. I definitely cut these arms out more and then outline them in white. So we could do that, or we could do, I think I need a bigger net. Oh, Jaws, we're gonna need a bigger boat. That's it. I think we're gonna need a bigger boat. Okay, I'm gonna put this on a piece of wax paper. or I'll just put it here. I'll just put it back here. So I don't know if I'm going to do that, but this has some fun big words. So I think that's pretty much my time for today. So I'm just going to lay out some of the prints that we did. We may or may not put that like that. We'll see. We got that. We used our color cube cards. That one was this one. This one was that one. And then this one was this one. We put a magazine head there or something. And then the one we just did here was that one. And then we have all those extra, all the extra prints too. So I don't know what my thumbnail's going to be yet, but this is a sample of what we did today. And then we had, let's see, out of these other ones, I didn't mind this one. I think these three worked out okay. That'd be fun to doodle in there. That one's all right. Could definitely draw leaves in that, or you could even do like, you know, the collage over top. You could put that on here. So, botanical printing using the color cubes. Thank you everybody for coming. Put a daisy on her head. On her head? Or on that one that like had a body missing. Yeah, right here. They put a flower. Hi Tammy, how you doing? You recuperating? Back home? Remember having a sticker book as a kid. The best I had was a scratch and sniff sticker. Yeah, I don't think I had very many stickers. But fun using the cubes. Yes, on the headless one. Okay. Cool. And if you came in late and you missed seeing my trailer, ouch, that I did last week, I started last week, we did get her finished. Here it is. And I also showed some examples of other botanical gel printing. So I do have a short on YouTube, and I have a reel and a on Instagram for that. All right, you're hanging at home. That's good. Thank you. Thanks, Lizzie Jean. Thanks, Cassie. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Thanks to my mods. I don't thank them enough. I appreciate them very much. I appreciate everybody that comes to visit. Hi, Lena. Good to see you. I don't know, Barbara Clark, were you here? Yeah, you were here before, right? Or did I see you today at chat? It's hard to remember sometimes when if I've seen you here or if I saw you at a chat at an earlier stream. But anywho, I'm going to go have a snack. I'm going to maybe keep making a mess or clean up my room. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okie dokie. Bye. And then this is where I'm going to have to take my thing off of the holder and it gets a little bit wonky. Try to go slow. Sorry about that. Bye, everybody.